Good morning. Welcome to Daybreak here this beautiful morning. And this is Randy's Corner, and I'm your host, Randy Clark. And today, we're just going to dive right in it. I got one of my most favorite people here in Sylacauga, Dr. Ted Spears. And Dr. Ted, he heads up the Arts Council. And what we're really here to talk about today is our 2024 Magic of Marble Festival. Good morning, Dr. Ted.
Good morning. It's good to be with you.
I'm glad to have you here.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, I appreciate the opportunity to talk about the Marble Festival and the Arts Council because that's two organizations that are very dear to my heart.
Well, I think it's two of the most important things here in Sylacauga.
Well, I certainly hope so.
Yes.
If it's not, we'll make it that way.
That's right. That's right. Okay. We'll start with the Arts Council first. Can you give us some of the history behind the Sylacauga Arts Council?
Well, the Arts Council was started here in Sylacauga 30, 40 years ago. I did have the dates, but I don't. But Mary Moss Gross, Ann Gray, Beth Yates, those ladies, a couple of others started. And what they started was to raise money to support the schools in the arts. You know, we didn't have the visual arts, we didn't have painting, we didn't have much. About all we had was piano music and that. And so they started supplementing that and raising money in the community and bringing artists into the schools. And that's how it started. And that was a wonderful start. It lasted, it grew and what have you. And in the last few years, we have continued that relationship. Teresa Alford came up with a plan of working with scholarships to each school. And the Arts Council gives money each year. We ask the schools, that's all the schools in Talladega County, all of them in Sylacauga, the Knollwood School, the other private schools around. And we give grants, and they tell us what they're going to do with the money, and we check back to make sure that's what they're doing.
Yes.
I know we've done anything from buying tickets to the Shakespeare Theater in Montgomery, or like 2 or 3 years ago, Fayetteville had a guitar festival, and they had every student in the school have a guitar of some size, shape, or description. And different things like that. And we keep the forefront because one of the truisms in research and education is that those students who are introduced to the arts do better in their academic subjects than kids who have no opportunity to do so.
Okay.
And the same thing is true of the home. The home which provides some art, they don't have to have the most expensive thing. It could be copies or portraits, but if you have an original piece of art in your home, that sets you apart from most everything else. And of course, Sylacauga, and over the years, the Shiwalaka Arts Show that Beth Yates and her group started, we flooded this place, and we got Ms. Pody now with all sorts of excitement going on. So we've been able to establish and to take advantage of the arts and the visual arts and painting and photography and the program that we're going to have this Thursday night is the jazz band, which is composed of former or present band directors throughout the county, and Clay County and part of Shelby County and Calhoun County. And they're going to have a wonderful show doing dance music from the 40s and 50s down at the Rec Center. If you haven't bought your ticket, please do so. It'll be a wonderful meal. The tickets are $25, or served tables are $200, but there's 8 seats there, so it's still $25. And we're expecting probably one of the most interesting programs we have. They're going to narrate as well as play, and then there'll probably be some dancing. If you know anybody who can do the twist, bring them on down, and we'll see how good they are.
That sounds like right up my alley, Dr. Ted.
Well, there's probably some contracts with that, so get a note from your wife before you come.
Okay. And that's coming up this Thursday?
This Thursday.
Okay. And what a great organization the Arts Council is. They're one of the biggest organizations that gives back to the community.
Absolutely. We're part of a statewide group, the Alabama State Council of the Arts. We write grants to them and get money to spend here in Sylacauga, and they've been very gracious. I mean, you have to know what you're doing, and so we have grant writers, volunteer grant writers, and every penny that we make goes into helping children in the arts in some form or fashion.
Right.
We don't do a lot of other things because the schools are doing a real good job with that, but they expect us to do something a little avant-garde to supplement what they're doing, and thus far we've been able to do it for
Right.
40 or so years.
Right, right. And I know everybody appreciates everything y'all do with the Arts Council. Now, how can someone join or just donate to the Arts Council?
Well, there's a number of ways. They can go to the library and pick up an application. They can call me. My phone number is all over everything imaginable, and the members of the executive board and the members of the Arts Council board, we got about 22 members. I'll just call one of the board members and get an application, or come to the library, or come by the office there on where the Bell building, where I am. If you can catch me there, we've got applications, and we have drives every year, membership drives. And Kathy Bozeman has done a wonderful job with that. And you can go on computer and go to our website and get all the information you want. You can join and use PayPal to pay for it, and don't ever have to leave your living room.
Okay. I can't think of a better organization to donate to.
I can't either. So every dime goes to it. And Kathy's done a real good job with the website and with the application online, and she'll just be happy to talk with you and help you. And if you can't find anything else, she's in the phone book, call her up.
Okay. Now, I want to talk about my favorite 11 days of the year. This year, the 2024 Magic of Marble Festival, right here in Sylacauga, I think April the 2nd through the 13th.
That's right.
And I've been excited for a while. I'm ready to get it on. I love this marble festival. I think it's good for our city. I think it's good for the state because we have people from all over coming.
Well, you know, that is really good for the state. And then last year, the Alabama Historical Association made one of their pilgrimages, and they brought their entire group here for a special weekend attraction. And the way it came by way of the Marble Festival and the history we've got there.
Right.
We've been able to put pieces of marble sculpture on the grounds of City Hall and the library. We've been able to put, the library had virtually no marble sculpture in it, and now we got 33 class pieces. The B.B. Como Library now, Tracy has opened up a gallery where we have the most impressive group of sculptors and sculptresses who have left their pieces here. So 25 or 30 pieces just from nothing in 16 years.
Right, right. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the 16th year?
Yes.
Could you maybe talk about how it's grown from the first year up to now the 16th year? How many sculptors do we have coming so far?
We have about 25. I talked with Sarah yesterday, but we, when we started out, we said we want to at least have 15 in order to have a festival. But we cut it off at 30, but for the last 5, 6, 7 years, we've had 33 or 34. We just had to squeeze them in.
Right.
And we're part of the Alabama Department of Arts and History and what have you. And they come in and visit with us, and they give us grants to help us work on our foreign sculpture. we have an agreement with the city of Pietrasanta, we being Sylacauga. Thank goodness for Sam Wright and the council at that time that they had enough interest in art to do that. And so we're bringing in a sculptor each year, and that sculptor will sculpt the piece, and the piece that he sculpts stays here. And that's pieces of sculpture that we could never afford.
Right.
And then they go around, they teach, and they showcase, and they give lectures. That's the same thing we'll be doing this year. And we have our third woman sculptress coming. We've had two others, and they've been truly outstanding, but Desiree Pucci, who is the sculptress, and she is a young woman about, I think, 31 or 2 years old, but she has some of the most beautiful marble flowers and plants and scenery, landscape scenery that we've painted. And our lines have been burning up. The people who already scheduled or registered are calling, oh, we've seen that, that's wonderful. We can't wait to get to meet her and to pick her brain and see her techniques and what have you. So we're off and running already, and the second hadn't even got here.
Okay. And where is she from?
She's from Pietrasanta, Italy.
Okay.
And Pietrasanta is famous for its marble. That's where the Carrara mines are. They have white marble very similar to the color of the marble here. And that is the place where Michelangelo carved the famous statue of David.
Right. And
they've got all sorts of museums and what have you. And now that we're communicating with them, and they are giving daily reports on the sculpting festival here, and it's going all over the southern part of Italy and Europe, and they've got it in town each day. And so we're getting good publicity internationally, and we're getting good publicity nationally because of the Marble Festival. And I think it's wonderful that people know that we have a great city, a great little town, 12,000 or so, but we do things that the major cities aren't able to do.
Right, right. And, you know, I know she's from Italy, but could you just kind of brush over some of the other cities that some of the other sculptors is coming from, all the way to our little hometown here, just to be in the Marble Festival?
You talking about in the United States?
Yes, sir.
The first year we had the thing, we had 3 people from California, really great sculptors. One who was an intern designist for Honda Motor Company, and helped design cars and whatever. And she came here. She would never would have come to Sylacauga unless it had been for the Marble Festival. We got people from San Antonio. We had people from Washington. And we even had a family from Washington to move here after they came to the festival. They came back, and Lou and Patty are mainstays here. They're gypsies, really, because they live on the Gulf Coast and visiting with all their friends. But we've had a number of people to move to Sylacauga because of the Marble Festival. It introduced them to the nice churches that we have, the good shopping districts that we have, the excellent schools that we have, and the outstanding Arts Council and Marble Festival.
Right, right. Okay, now what are some of the activities at the library that go along with the Marble Festival?
Well, the library has acquired a knack for picking up people, groups of 5 or 6 people who come from out of town, and they give them a tour. The library personnel will give them a tour of the library, emphasizing the marble sculptures that we have acquired over the town. And they're all over the building, plus a marble gallery. And they're just amazed that a small town like Sylacauga has such an array of things. A lot of church groups, busloads of church groups, social clubs, travel clubs. We have a couple of travel clubs out of the Mobile area that come here every day when they're big 55-passenger bus. Right. They spend the day and have lunch here, visit downtown, and they go to the different restaurants and go by Pete's Feed and Seed and see an old-timey place.
Feed and seed store.
Yeah, feed and seed store like that, with animals. Laura does a beautiful job with that. And they get to see this, and the word that we get is, we didn't know Sylacauga had marble.
Right.
And so it's only been here, the marble itself, about 3 billion years.
Right.
And so
Right.
we got it, and it's still going. And a lot of people like to tour the observation site. Emrys Corporation, which is the largest quarry operator in the world, has their largest quarry here in Sylacauga.
Right.
And they have worked with us, and Amya's worked with us, and the Sylacauga quarry, which is now under the 3M, that's what, Marble Minerals and Manufacturing, for the one down at Fayetteville. All of them participated and helped us, and without them we could not have a marble festival.
That's right.
But they have bought into it, and they appreciate what we do, and it gives them their reputation a shot in the arm.
Right. Dr. Ted, we're about out of time. I sure thank you for coming in this morning and getting everybody ready for the Marble Festival. And I'd like to encourage the viewers, anybody in the hometown of Sylacauga, if you see some strange faces between the 2nd and the 13th, welcome to our little hometown, and let them know that Sylacauga is a beautiful place and we enjoy them being here, and we want them to come back every year to the Marble Festival.
One of the things that I left out that is real important, we do tours of the marble quarries, and they register through the library and ask for Elizabeth when they call.
Okay.
And they fill up. We have 4 days, 2 at Emrys and 2 at Amya, and those buses fill up mighty fast, so they need to do that. But we do have a sales. We ask each sculptor to bring a piece of 3 pieces of their sculpture to put in the high tower room to sell. And so people gonna get a different array of maybe beginning sculptors or sculptors who've been sculpted in the entire life or anywhere in between.
Right.
So we've got a lot of exciting things going on.
That's right. So thank you for coming in this morning.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Magic of Marble Festival, the 2nd through the 13th. Y'all come on down to Bluebell Park, across from Bluebell Creameries, and me and Dr. Ted will be there to greet you. See you next time.